Hi, this is Law Lapidus from the Law Lapidus Company, and I am a professional acting and voiceover coach, having worked in the industry for about a quarter of a century now. I only admit that to you. Here with my wonderful technical director, Mike Jablon. Say hi, Mike.
Hi, welcome to the presentation.
And I'm proud to say that I received my education from the University of California at Irvine, an MFA in acting. Thanks for joining us. You're about to hear a very cool workshop on how to approach agents and casting directors firsthand. And you know what? You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. We're going to help you discover today how to get on the radar of some of the most important people out there in the industry today. And you know what? Whether you're just starting out and just tuning in for the first time, or whether you're a seasoned voiceover talent who's been working in the industry for many, many years, this workshop's going to really benefit you, and I want you to walk away with some very specific takeaways that you can go ahead and use on Monday morning to help you meet those agents and those casting directors who are going to submit you and get you work. So let's get started. Here are some topics we're going to cover today. Topic number 1, how to make your audition stand out from the rest. Topic number 2, protocol and etiquette tips that make you or break you. Topic number 3, pro demos that stand out from the rest. And topic number 4, industry standard marketing tools that you must have.
Hey, Law, start them off with that great saying that your dad used to have. Do you remember what that saying was?
A short pencil is much better than a long memory. Take notes, really. Write things down. It's very important that you write things down. When you meet agents, when you meet casting directors and professionals in the industry in person, it holds them accountable and responsible for what they're saying to you, as well as you being able to take away information and just basically remember it. So get used to writing things down, just as you would mark your piece of copy for delivery. You want to write down these notes as we go.
Ooh, that's good advice. All right, let's get going. What's the first topic of the day here?
How to make your audition stand out. Now, this is a very big question that we're asked all the time as coaches. How do I stand out in 10 minutes or in 15 minutes of a casting director hearing 100 or 200 other voices for this one role? And I'll start out by saying your mindset is going to help you stand out. Now, what do I mean by that? Your mindset needs to be set, just like the tone for your copy needs to be set before the first word you speak. Your mindset needs to be set before you enter that room, meeting an industry professional, before you submit any information. Your mindset needs to be powerful, positive, and straightforward. You need to understand what your value proposition is. What do I mean by that? I mean, what makes you unique? What makes you artful? What makes your voice of value to the other? Now, here's the second point I want to make. The other is very, very important, almost more important than you. How ironic is that? You're auditioning for a job, and yet you have to jump into the mindset of what that casting director is thinking. And what they're thinking is, I have a problem. I have a problem that needs to be solved. I have a need that needs filling. And this voice is going to do it for us. So it's not about you at all. It's only about the other. And that is part of your mindset. That will set you apart from all the other voiceover talent that is worrying, will I get the job? Will they like me? Will they hire me? I also want you to have a global awareness. A global awareness is understanding that the voiceover industry is massive, it's gigantic, it's international. Sure, you can do a voiceover job for the wonderful mom and pop shop around the corner. Absolutely you can, and you want to. But how do you get your voice out there and heard by these industry folks? It's having global awareness and understanding you can get jobs anywhere. Jobs are all around you. They're everywhere. When you go to the ATM and you plug in a headset, guess what you hear? You hear a voiceover doing that work, giving us information for the visually impaired. when you press a traffic light to cross the street. You may hear a voice coming out of that traffic light. Well, that's a voiceover job right there. So having a global awareness of your environment and what's around you, there are as many jobs available as there are agents and casting directors in the world. So keep that open. Cold submissions, of course. Cold submissions, target marketing, mailings, going to agent nights, going to casting director seminars, going to full-on showcases. These are all potentials for you and very, very legitimate these days to go into a large market and be seen at one of these industry nights for work. Know who you are about to meet when you are going in for an agent night or you are going in for a casting. Get on the website, look at their company, get on the YouTube channel, look at the gigs that they're putting out and the kinds of talent that they are hiring. We have many clients that just simply forget to do their homework. Know who you are about to meet and what is the problem you can solve for them. What is the need that you can fill for them? The second topic we're going to cover today is protocol and etiquette tips that can make you or break you. And the first one I cannot get to fast enough. That's having a positive attitude as part of your brand. Now that goes back to the mindset piece. That is, how do I think of myself? And what is my value that I can give to help you solve your problem, to help you fill your need? And staying positive is one of your best tools that you can have. Be very, very careful for all of us that love being on social media all the time. Be aware of any negative or personal comments that unintentionally you could make that are being picked up by the industry every day. So hold on to that piece and use it as a marketing tool, but don't use it as a public forum to describe every thought and feeling you're having about what is going on with your job. And remember, some of the information on your jobs are private. They're confidential. It's like coming out publicly and talking about a contract. We never want to have any kind of negative talk out there in any way, and we never want to be gossiping. All of that can come back to haunt us and affect our brand. Remember, your vocal reputation is as important, if not more important, than the actual job itself. Second, respond to all communication in a timely manner. If you are in communication with an agent or with a casting director, if they're interested in you, if they've called you in for an audition or asked you to submit an MP3, do so in a timely manner. Meet that deadline. I can't tell you how many times we are involved with a casting and have specific deadlines that we put out, and our talent are just not meeting those deadlines. So be aware. Deadlines are a part of the job, and responding with your communication is also a part of that job. Third, be nice. How funny is that to have to say be nice? But when we have a workshop or an intensive and we're sitting there with one of our casting director partners, we hear this theme pop up over and over and over again. And I thought I'd share this with you today because I never would have thought of this. Be nice. Your wonderful personality, your engaging self that got you as far as it did right now needs to go all the way. It's very important that you always be thinking about that other before yourself.
Absolutely, Law. You know, honestly, I can always say it costs nothing, absolutely nothing extra to be nice. Everybody that you meet, from the person sweeping the floor of the studio, to the CEOs, to the engineers, to everybody. It just costs us nothing extra to be nice.
That's right. Mikey knows. We will call back nice people oftentimes before we call back more talented people that are either difficult to work with or demanding. Now let's move on to pro demos that stand out from the rest. Okay, this is probably the hottest topic we hear at our studio. How do I make my demos stand out? Either I've cut them and I need you to listen to them. Why are they not getting me work? or I'm about to make my new demo, and what do I need to look for? What are the rules of the road? Well, here's a few for you to take with you. Number one, you must have a great coach. I'm sure you're not surprised I'm saying that since I'm a coach, but honestly, listen, you've got to have a great coach. It is very difficult, if not impossible, to self-direct, especially for a demo. And your demo is your vocal portfolio. I mean, that's the palette of paint that a client has to work with when they listen to that. You want it to be great. You really want to invest in that demo everything you have. So it's very, very important that your vocal range and your vocal type are well represented with clarity. And you need that coach to help you find the copy that's appropriate, cut, edit that copy, and really do a masterful audio job with that. I cannot tell you enough. Quick example. Would you want to go to a doctor who just took a weekend workshop to be an internist? Of course you wouldn't go to that doctor. And yet so many of us feel like, we went to that weekend workshop or we went through a month or two and we're ready to cut the demo. You have to be very careful of falling into that mindset. Your coach will help keep you on track and keep you working towards that top industry standard demo. Know your vocal type. Know your vocal branding. Okay, whether it's commercial, whether it's narration, whether it's animation, what's the vocal niche that you cover? What's your sweet spot, as we like to say? Your vocal type, it needs to be very specific to get that work in the eyes of that agent. They need to know, how can they sell you? How can they represent you? How can they submit you? Well, the more you know and the more your coach can help you with that, the more chances you have of being up for those wonderful submissions. Branding materials, very important to your industry. Make sure you've got business cards, postcards, headshots. Yeah, you heard me say it right, headshots. Can you believe that? I remember a day not too long ago where a voiceover talent would never think of having a headshot. It could actually hurt you and work against your brand having those visual cues. But you know what we're hearing now? In this industry, we're hearing that more agents, more managers, and more CDs want headshots. They want to know not only what you look like, but also, can they diversify? Can they also put you on camera? Can they also do a print job with you? Can they also do other kinds of work in the bread and butter industry? So that's something for you to seriously consider to have as your foundational material.
And guys, I just want to qualify very quickly as to what Law was talking about in terms of headshots. Actually having a professional headshot photographer take an industry standard headshot of you. That's what we're talking about when we talk about headshots.
Thanks, Mike. That is so important. You're right. It's not, your friend or family member taking a quick shot. It is a professional headshot, actor headshot. The third, home studio setup. Don't be afraid of it. We all are going to need it eventually, and now is the day where we have to have that available for our client. Of course, a lot of agents and CDs still want to call you in person and have you do that audition or record that gig. But we're seeing now, as a global industry, that you may or may not ever meet your client. You may need to turn around that audition from home. So have that home setup ready to go. And lastly, market your demo aggressively and consistently. This is where we see a lot of our voiceover talent fall down. They have terrific talent. They have the gusto and the passion. They have a terrific demo that they've created. But then they don't do anything with it. It sits on the shelf or it sits on their computer. They don't send it out. And if they do send it out, they don't send it out consistently and do follow-ups. You should be sending your demo out every single day and keeping a very consistent Excel sheet or whatever your system is on your computer of who you're sending that demo to and following up that follow-up date of a month or two later. And if you don't do that, you run the risk that these pros are going to forget that they ever heard your demo or ever met you. All of that effort gone to waste.
That's great, Law. We call that what? We call that staying top of mind. Staying top of mind, so every 3 months or so, you should be reaching out to those people again. Not necessarily being annoying, These casting directors and agents, they see somewhere between, 1,000 to 1,500 cold submissions a week. They just can't remember everybody. So you could do a top-of-mind email, you could do a top-of-mind postcard, something like that through the mail, and they may suddenly realize, oh yeah, I've got this person. I totally forgot about that. I have a project coming up right now that they would be perfect for.
And finally, I saved the best for last. Training, professional actor training. You cannot get enough of it. We are all training all the time. I make a joke. It's not really a joke. It's the truth. The trainers are in training. The coaches have coaching. I have a coach. We're all learning, and we all need to have that learning curve available and alive for our entire career. As we grow, as our voices change, as our mindset and maturity shifts, we need to shift with that.
Law, you're absolutely right. One of the best kept secrets in the industry is voiceover talent learning actor technique and understanding actor process. As an on-camera actor myself and a theater actor, I find voiceover much more challenging because when you get into a booth, usually, unless you're doing two-person dialogue, you're by yourself. So really understanding that connection to the copy, learning actor technique is incredibly important as a voiceover talent.
So if it's about the technology we need to learn about, great. If it's about updating your demo, fantastic. But bottom line is, we're having fun, aren't we? I mean, it should be a blast doing this kind of work. It should be a joy and passion to train and work towards getting work. And our casting directors are always saying this. If you're not working, then you need to be working towards getting work. So in essence, you're always working. You're never not working. So training is a tool. Take classes. You should be in acting classes, improvisation classes. You should be coaching every week. All of the VO talent have professional coaches to help them get to the next level in their career. And most importantly, don't make any excuses. I know it's difficult and life can be very challenging. But this is not just a job, this is a career. Again, I go back to that doctor, I go back to that dentist, I go to that financial advisor. Look at all the time, energy, and financial investment it takes to go to college, to go to graduate school, and to train in some of these fields. Well, we need to respect our field as well. We need to hold the bar very high for our career. And we need to constantly be investing, training, and bettering our voices and our vocal brands. And that's what the industry wants to see. Accountability. There may be thousands and thousands of voices that you're competing against, but trust me, behind the scenes, that whittles down to a very small minority of people who are working and working consistently because they hold themselves accountable. Accountable to having the tools, to meeting deadlines, to being nice, and respecting others, and to just not forgetting the joy and the fun it is to be in this career. Well, that's all for now. I'm so glad you could join us for this workshop. Please feel free to join me in our chat room. I look forward to meeting all of you and having a chance to answer any questions you may have. And from us to you, we wish you the best of luck in your voiceover career.